Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is March 25th of 2025. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland is going to stage a Trump dissolution of presidency event by the date of March 28th of 2025. So the date of March 28th marks exactly 28,777 days since Donald J. Trump was born in Queens, New York back on June 14th of 1946. And this is important for many reasons, but firstly because the number 777 is found in the tetragram of Yahweh, which is the highest god of Judaism. This is spelled Yahweh. It's so holy, this particular number, that it is only allowed to be uttered once a year by the high priest on the Day of Atonement. And that is because Donald J. Trump is going to atone for his sins of going against the CIA by the date of March 28th of 2025. And the reason that this is key is because back on December 25th of 2016, I published a report entitled 10 Reasons Why Switzerland is the First Jewish State. And because the CIA is essentially Jewish. Yes, the CIA office in Langley has non-Jewish people, but at the top in Switzerland, the CIA is Jewish. And so this is going to be the Jewish assassination of a sitting U.S. president. It may also be an arrest and subsequent assassination. I'm going to get into the scenarios in a second, but this is going to be a blood sacrifice of Donald J. Trump offered up to the God of Yahweh, the highest God in Judaism, by the date of March 28th of 2025. It's also imperative to note that the number 28,777 has the number 28 in it, which is found in the date of the FBI raid targeting Donald J. Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate in West Palm Beach, Florida, back on August 8th, 8/8, which is 2/8, 2022. So this number has the God of Yahweh as well as the FBI raid, and that's because the CIA plans to neutralize Trump by this particular date on this particular numerology. So I have published literally thousands of different reports in respect to the Donald J. Trump presidency since 2016. So I can't go into every scenario because there's literally thousands. But I'm going to, for the sake of brevity, I'm just going to list the top 14 most likely scenarios that Donald J. Trump will be neutralized and the Trump presidency would end by the date of March 28th. Firstly, Trump may suffer a law enforcement-related assassination. So we know that in Butler, Pennsylvania, back on July 13th of 2024, there was a stand down by Secret Service, and that's because there's corrupt members inside the Secret Service that are going to allow Trump to be killed or kill Trump himself. So this is Capitol Police, FBI, and Secret Service. They may claim that there's an assassination attempt, and then they would jump on him, and then he would be choked to death, or he would suffer some sort of internal damage to his internal organs, but he will most likely be asphyxiated, essentially choked to death, possibly in a rear naked choke. They may also claim that he became violent and aggressive, and then they had to restrain him, and then he subsequently died. That's number one. Number two is that Trump will be suicided. They just staged this huge group text chat leak. And they had this shitty painting of Donald Trump that was erected in the Colorado state, and they're doing all these things to piss him off because they want to suicide him. So that's number two. Trump would never ever commit suicide, and so I want to state that for the record, that if Trump is suicided at any day, it's obviously a foul play. Number three, being arrested for crimes he did not commit. So there's obviously hundreds of different scenarios in this particular situation. The two that are blinking red obviously would be the 2024 election, and then back on November 5th, and then obviously the January 6th Capitol attack, and then links to Russia. Those are the top three. Others include, but are not limited to, murders. Jessica Aber was just murdered, this attorney in Virginia, and then you have the Epstein murder, the Epstein list, sex crimes, IRS crimes, SEC crimes, etc., etc., etc. That's number three, an arrest. And then it's imperative to note here that Trump will never ever see the light of a courtroom because they plan on murdering him, most likely suiciding him in jail during arrest, or claiming that there's some sort of shootout or physical confrontation at the point of arrest. But he will never see the inside of a courtroom. Number three would be a direct energy related attack that would result in a slip and fall or some sort of medical emergency, which he would obviously be taken into a hospital and subsequently murdered in some sort of ritualistic blood sacrifice. The fourth is obviously an assassination attempt, which will likely be blamed on China, Iran, Russia, or Ukraine. And this would obviously be used to start World War III. So if that is the case, it will likely be caught on CCTV cameras, or it will be during a live event, possibly while he's giving a speech, or possibly while he's conducting some sort of speech or public appearance. Number five is being kidnapped. So back in the 80s, they published this, released this movie called The Kidnapping of the President. And so this is in the works. And the last scenario that I identified was an Iranian kidnapping plot targeting Trump, but considering all the Antifa violence that's going against Elon Trump, both of them may be kidnapped under the guise of a left-wing type of related attack. Number seven would be dying in his sleep or dying of old age. So because Trump is kicking so much ass as president, they will claim that he died of exhaustion, died of old age, or just simply died in his sleep. So he would be hit with a direct energy weapon while sleeping, and then he would be found dead in his in his bed with his wife, or wherever he's sleeping, and then they would just claim that it was a naturally occurring death. Number 8 would be a terror attack. So this may be blamed on China, Iran, Russia, Ukraine, ISIS, Al-Qaeda, but this is some sort of terror attack, possibly at the White House, possibly at Mar-a-Lago or Camp David, or any secondary location where Trump is visiting. And it would obviously be used to start World War III. Number 9 would be a coup. So this would be some sort of, it could be an Obama-led coup, a Dick Cheney-led coup, it could be a right-wing coup, it could be a left-wing coup, it could be a Tren de Aragua coup, but this would be some sort of coup d'etat targeting the White House, where Trump is basically in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then he would obviously be murdered. Number 10 would be some sort of mental illness or lone gunman. So this is how they allegedly killed JFK, RFK, Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, John Lennon, and this is how they like to do it, so that there's no ties to any state actors. So this may be in the form of a gunman, or it could be like a stabbing attack. There's been a number of stabbing attacks lately targeting high-profile politicians in England. Salman Rushdie was stabbed in New York. So that may be, and it could be transgender or something like that in nature, woke, leftist, LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, etc., or just simply crazy. Number 11 would be a poisoning. So the latest plot that I identified was a poisoning attack by Iran, but this could be blamed on China, could be blamed on Russia, or some left-wing activists that are currently burning down all of the Tesla stores. Number 12 would be a bombing attack. So this is bread and butter for the CIA. This is how they like to do business, and then they can just blame it on whatever group they want, or form a new group and blame it on them, but some sort of bombing attack. This could be a pager bombing, this could be a mail bombing, this could be an IED, this could be a suicide bombing, this could be a drone bombing, this could be a VBIED bombing, a car bombing. This could be any type of bombing, but some sort of bombing attack is expected to neutralize Trump. Number 13 would be a riot attack. So this is when the CIA forms a large group of people. We just saw this with AOC and Bernie Sanders. I want to say it was in Philadelphia, I'm not sure, or Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, but they just held this rally like a day and a half ago, 2 days ago, where they had all these people from, I think it was called Code Blue or Act Blue. It's like similar to Code Pink, and there's all these these are all the people that are burning down the Tesla stores. And so what they want to do is stage a riot attack that appears to be organic in nature, some sort of mini colored revolution, and then have this mob ascend on Donald J. Trump's location, whether they just staged the storming of the Trump Tower by Jewish activists. That's who's running a lot of this stuff, which gets into the introduction of this video. But they just stormed Trump Tower in Manhattan, and this is designed to set the precedent for a second storming attack during which Trump is killed. They're most likely going to start shit on fire, and this is why they arrested this guy, Mohammed Khalil, or whatever his name is, the University of Columbia student, is because they're trying to create this kind of Gaza atmosphere in the United States. And this is the IDF, this is the Mossad, at the behest of CIA headquarters in Switzerland, with their agents. They're bringing them in through the colleges, and then they're going to be committing acts of terrorism, and they plan to murder Trump in one of these riot attacks. Last but not least is some sort of an accident, most likely a crash, quote unquote, possibly targeting the presidential limousine, Marine One, the helicopter for the president, or Air Force One. This could be a drone accident, it could be a missile strike, it could be a pilot error, it could be a shoot-down event, it could be a bombing, it could be anything. But while Trump is traveling, that's the key part. So they may also stage an ambush, which would go into the earlier point I made about a terror attack. So they would stage an ambush, possibly by Ukrainian troops after Trump kicked Vladimir Zelensky out of the White House, possibly by China, Iran, Russia. But the key here is when Trump is traveling, because he travels a lot. So this is where we're going to look at where he is going to be most vulnerable, is when he's outside of his these secure zones. So those are the top 12. Obviously, in the aftermath of this video, the CIA will likely concoct another 13th or 14th scenario, but it's the next, what is it today? This 25th, so it's basically 72 hours until this numerology comes to fruition, 777, the tetragram of Yahweh. I'm going to put it on the front of this video so you can look at it, and it clearly has 3 sevens in it. So obviously, if Trump is assassinated, arrested, murdered, blown up, killed in any form or fashion, obviously it's planned by CIA headquarters, located beneath CERN at Lake Geneva in Switzerland, and executed. And it's imperative to note here, it's Zionism 101. This is what they do. You can read about it in the Protocols of Zion, but this is how they operate. They always blame other people for their actions, and they split one group against the other. And in Trump's impending assassination or dissolution of presidency event by the date of March 28th, it's no different. So if that happens, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. Peace.